G'day tubers, big fella here. How are we people? Hope we're all good. Thanks to my subscribers and the usual people, as I always say. Well, today we're starting a restoration on this JAP or JA Prestwich, or just about perfect, whatever you like, Type 2A stationary engine. I bought it a little while back. It did rotate, but it had no compression. Usual story. I took off the cylinder head, had a stuck exhaust valve. Pretty normal. We're going to clean this all up. Now, I'm not going to show you all the disassembly and all that rubbish. You've seen it a million times on these restoration videos. I'm going to concentrate more on the rebuild part of it. And, we'll have a bit of a look at it and see what we can work out. And we'll go from there. But, yeah, it's a nice little motor. As I say, I've had it running, and it runs pretty good. But I reckon we can get it better. We'll tidy it up. I don't know what colour yet. I don't like this blue very much. But... yeah, we'll tidy it up and keep it original, of course. The colour may be different, but it will be original. But anyway, let's go.
Well, there it is, tubers. The JAP2AY has been completely torn down. The cylinder or the block looks really good. And there's actually, you can see it in there, they've machined in like a rifle for a gun barrel. Must be to bring oil up to the rings and that. All the valve seats and stuff are pretty good. No damage, no wear, nothing in the sump or anything. Yeah, it all looks pretty good. Just wants a real good clean up. What else have we got here? Piston looks really good, and the rings are good. No breaks or anything. No scratches, no slop in anything. Bearing surfaces are good. Very interesting cam design. Whoops. It's only a one load cam, and the valves actually rock on this little mechanism here. So sort of like that. But yeah, very interesting design. Only one cam for both valves. It's all the bearings, everything looks good. Cylinder head, unusual design once again. Look at the tiny little spark plug hole. Yet that's the hole on the other side. Very unusual. Never seen that before. I don't know if they drill them out or not. I don't know. I don't think this has done a lot of work, to be honest with you. And if it's hard to hear, it's because it's flogging down rain outside. But yeah, now comes we'll start cleaning up all the parts, and she's all got to be painted and spotless and bits and pieces polished, so we've got a lot of work coming up, guys. Just a little bit of an update, guys, on the JAP2A. As you can see, there's still bits all over the place, but we've cleaned up a lot of bits and pieces. The ignition plate or ignition system, that's all been cleaned up. A couple of wires replaced. Cleaned up the condenser, that sort of thing. Give it a good tidy up. A couple of new grommets, that sort of thing. So that should be all good and ready to go. It all checks out electrically, hopefully. Gone right through the carby. Ultrasonic cleaned it, so on and so on and so on. Polished up the brass and the copper a little bit. Cleaned up the that little bracket, whatever it is, for the intake manifold there. I blacked all that. So that come up a treat. Carby was pretty good, but just cleaned it up a bit. The oil filler, that was brass, so we thought, right, we'll give that a polish and a clean up. So that come up nice. Nuts and bolts have all been cleaned up, and some are polished, some have been blacked, as you can see. A few other bits and pieces. That's the top of the air cleaner, if you look at the earlier photo. So that's a bit of brass. That cleaned up beautifully. Valves have all been done and clearanced and lapped and all of that sort of thing, so that's all right. That bit of tube was in really bad shape. It's still not 100%, but I don't know where I would ever get one. Both ends were actually frayed and cracked and that, so I've trimmed them off equally and I'm hoping that I can just move it up a little bit and it'll work out all right. A few other interesting things with this engine. This is a little, it's been handmade, you can see, you can sort of tell by the way it is. It actually goes under the shroud, and it's to redirect air, and I reckon it was a modification at the time. As I say, you can sort of see by the finish of it that it's handmade, but if you look inside, turn it around the other way, I don't know if you can read that. It's a little stamp and it says JAP 1951. So that's interesting. So chances are this motor's from 1951. What else have we been up to? As I say, we're waiting to sandblast these bits. Because of the lockdown, you can't, in Melbourne at the moment, you can't get out to the shops to buy anything. You're only allowed 5 kilometres from home, essential travel only. Now, as you know, I've got a sandblaster. It's all ready to go. I've got a compressor, all ready to go. There's only one problem. I haven't got an airline coming out of that regulator to go to run the compressor, to run the sandblaster. So, and I want to clean them all up, but I can't use the bloody thing. So anyway, so we've got a few other bits over here on the bench that we've cleaned up. I'll just try and do this so the sun doesn't stuff it up. So we've cleaned all them up. They're all going to be powder coated. Don't know what colour at this stage. Once again, it's hard to get the stuff because you can't get out to the shops. But we did get our brand new Eastwood powder coating system. So yeah, looking forward to trying all that out. Comes with everything. It's a complete starter kit. Comes with absolutely everything. The little silicone plugs, the gun, some high temp masking tape, the power adapter because it's from America on 110 volts. We're 240 in Melbourne, so you have to adapt it. A couple of little air filters, moisture filters, air filters, that's good. Some spare bits and pieces, of course the oven you know about. So yeah, that seems to work a treat. I checked it for temperature with the multimeter, and it's sort of when you're on 200C, it says 200C. So that's all good, but yeah, so it is getting there, guys. As I say, being under lockdown, it's very, very hard to get out to do anything. You have to do everything online. And of course, you've got to wait. And then, of course, they have stock problems. You know, they might not be able to get stuff for whatever reason. But that's an update. So we're going to start assembly very shortly, guys. Anyway, quick update for you. Take care. We'll talk to you all soon and keep away from the virus.